Hey, I hope you're doing great this evening or this morning, whenever it is you get a chance to watch this. I had to share something with you because I was going to write this story and I know I could sit down and write it. It became a very connected emotional thing for me. And, well, if you know me, that's no surprise. But I can take an inanimate object and feel so connected to it. I could feel where it's been. I can connect it with the world around it. I can feel very strongly about something and I want to know more about it. So the last couple of months I've been going through some changes in my home here. I decided that it was time for me to be me. I decided that it was my turn to just surround myself with the stuff that I wanted to have in my life. And so through that process, I got rid of a lot of things. I sold furniture. I sold things in order to get the things that I thought was important to me. So I have right here in my dining room a collection of bits and pieces of my life, things that I probably just hold very valuable and I feel very comfortable. It's kind of like sitting in a museum, everything from this arcade kind of a feeling to my hot dog stand. And you've heard me talk about, Bob's talking dogs, one of my dreams for a business someday. And the last piece, and I didn't realize it was the last piece until I held these things in my hand, and then I made them work. And then all of a sudden I realized that I'm basically finished. The only thing that would really, really, truly round out this place, this little dream of mine, would be an old-fashioned pinball machine. Now, it goes without saying that I'm not talking about the fancy ones with all the bells and whistles. I'm talking about the old clunkers. I just don't have the money to do that. So that little dream is going to have to be put on hold. I'm going to have to work to get to that part. But this thing was something special. I went on eBay, and normally these things sell for a lot of money. And I got a pair of them very cheap. Drive-in speakers that basically had nothing. The wire was off, and now you think, well, what's the purpose of that? This takes me back to a time, back in my high school days, and takes me back to a lot of great memories. But when I held this is what I have to pass on to you. When I held this, I felt so connected to those moments. How many cars this hung inside, how many couples, how many families turned the little knob and listened to it and said, this is really great. Look, we can sit in our car and we can listen to music. We can watch the big screen. These didn't work. I sat down, and I'm not, any particular handyman here, but I made them work. And the moment I made them work, the moment I started hearing music from it, I got excited. I thought about all of the families. I thought about couples, people that went out on their first date, and the guy puts his arm around her shoulder and they sit a little bit closer and they fell in love. They fell in love with this thing hanging in the window. I spoke to my daughter-in-law, Sarah, because I knew she would relate to this goofy feeling I was having. And she told me about when they used to go to the drive-in in their pajamas and they would sit on the roof of the car with blankets on top. And that was a big thing. A speaker like this brought families together. Now you pull in and you get an FM stereo sound on your fancy speakers in your car. You don't get that sound. So what I did was I took something that was a memory for a lot of people, and I took something that was basically useless, that no longer had a purpose, and I brought life back into it again. It was there, it arrived, empty. It arrived nothing. Hey, it just brings lots of memories back. I guess my point here is, you may feel empty. You may feel disconnected. Like somebody came along, just like with these speakers, and cut off the wire, packed them in boxes, and put them away and said, maybe someday somebody will want this again. And you might be feeling that emptiness. You might be feeling like there's no purpose, you're disconnected, there's nothing for you. And I know that feeling. But I'm telling you, it's just a lie. I'm telling you that you're not just a metal shell, you're not just an empty frame, you're not just a hollow, disconnected thing. You're a human being and you need to reconnect, and nobody's going to come along like with me and these speakers to reconnect you. I'm afraid to tell you that you're going to have to do it yourself. But you know how to connect, and you know who you need to connect with. So there is so much left, so much life left in you. And I can tell you, once you reconnect and you put that sound back inside, you put the words back inside, you put the emotion back inside, somebody's going to come along and they're going to look at you and they're going to say, oh, this is exactly what I've been looking for. Whether it be a job you're looking for or the love of your life, somebody is going to see your value. So, in my little world here, I'm going to have a Pepsi, and I'm going to use a little bendy straw. Yeah, I'm not crazy. I'm very much sane, and I'm very much alive, and I'm very, very happy. Hey, you've got the music in you. It's up to you to reconnect. I believe in you. Make it a great week. From Runaround Sue. Hey, hey, hum da 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 da, hey, hey, hum da 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 da, hey, hey, hum da 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 da. From Runaround Sue. Love you guys. Have a great week.